Broken to Brave, Episode 9, Number 11, I Dueled. Even crazier than putting on a costume and acting was the night they had duels, and I went up to the biggest badass warrior and I tapped him on the shoulder and indicated to him that I was challenging him to a duel. I'm dressed in a long skirt, etc., and so not exactly dressed for success here. Have I mentioned that I've never actually ever dueled before? I took fencing in high school, but high school was a hell of a long time ago, and I pretty much just stood there waiting for gym class to be over. But I actually dueled with a sword in a ridiculous outfit, and I scored points against a freaking warrior. He accidentally hit me, and my husband swooped in and threatened him. In character. His character loves me too. I finished out the duel and was so proud of myself for putting myself out there and trying something scary and choosing the scariest competitor and putting myself in the middle of a circle of players who were chanting my character's name. I was not invisible anymore, and I survived it, and it took me to the next level on my quest to become brave. Sometimes bravery is being in on the action. Episodes of Broken to Brave are released every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for listening and for joining me on this journey of healing and growth. If you want to go deeper into this story and hear it from a spouse's perspective, my husband and I have a Patreon-only show where we have an extended, behind-the-scenes discussion of every episode, which also posts twice a week. Here's a sample of our latest Patreon-only companion podcast. And I had many disadvantages.
Yes.
Not the least of which was the outfit, but to put myself there in that position with witnesses and
it was
be open to ridicule, judgment.
It was playing against a number of the fears that have held you back.
Yes.
And it was really like watching you defy all of it.
Yeah.
To say, this is it. I mean, before, you would have been embarrassed if I said, I'm going to duel.
I would have died at some point. Not
my character
then,
needs to die, needs to duel. And you'd be like, no. Like, people are seeing it or whatever.
Yeah.
You went out there in costume.
Yes.
In front of strangers.
Yeah.
And acquaintances and friends.
Mm-hmm.
And started dueling. What?
Well, and I think the other big factor that we haven't really talked about was that I was an imposter. Like, I'm not an actor.
Right.
But I have to be in a group of all professional actors.
Right.
I was the only one who is not actually an actor.
Right.
And then you've got the fact that I am not in that world.
Well, and even a lot of the players are actors. Like, you're an outlier.
Yes.
Totally.
I also don't have...
But I'm telling you, nobody sees you that way because you're really good in it. And I love that a lot of them, the players that don't... The players going in that hadn't been there before had no idea who the NPCs, who the non-player characters were, and who were the characters. We were not just window dressing. We were completely immersed.
Yeah.
You were impressive. And players that players who had not played before had no idea whether you were an actor, a character, well, like what you were. You were so immersed. And the fact that you got out there and did this was like, and in character, mind you.
I couldn't talk.
No,
the whole time
as hell.
So, but the thing I was going to say was like, okay, so first of all, not an actor.
Right.
Second of all, not a typical geek. I don't know I don't know this world. I didn't read fantasy. I don't I'm not like medieval stuff.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
you don't
not
do
into
sword and sorcery stuff.
God, no. So I was not into any part of this world. Like, most of the time, I mean, we're talking three times in, like, of these immersive theater things, And I would look at my daughter in rehearsal and go, I still have no idea what they're talking about. And I'd be like, who's that? Like, I didn't know anybody's. I don't. And it's not that I don't see it as having value. It's not that I think I'm better than that or anything. It's just how my brain works.
Right.
And so I was just sitting there going, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, they had these entire worlds. They had all these people and all these, and everybody was connected in certain ways. And so I was very much feeling like an imposter the whole time and feeling like, I really don't fit, and I don't necessarily, I'm just here because they needed a handler for Molly, and otherwise they wouldn't have asked me to be in it. You know what I mean? You were asked to be in it as soon as they met you, because it was like, oh my God, you are one of us and you speak this language and you would be this perfect character and whatever. And for me, it was like, oh God, now we have to have Martha in it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how you perceive it. But yes.
No. I'm pretty sure if you asked Tiffany,
I don't think she would have gone, oh God, we have to have Martha. I think it would have been more like,
how the hell are we going to do this? She doesn't know what's going on.
That would be true.
Bernie feels very strongly. All right, just come over here. Come on.
Yeah, you can tell this is the unedited show because the cats are getting vocal as well.
The cats are crying. So for me to be standing in the middle of that circle, acting as if I belong and I have a right to take a spot in that duel was a big deal.
Exactly.
Because for me, normally I would have said, oh, I really want to duel, but it's not my place. I'm not really part of this. I'm not really, I'll be taking it away from someone else who would really want to play.
I absolutely get that.
And so there were so many layers to why this was a big freaking deal.
The way your brain works.
Yes.
You think about all those things.
I do.
Too.
All the time.
Like, I am definitely more of a risk taker. I definitely jump in. Although I've had the feeling you're talking about plenty as well. Mm-hmm. There are times I have imposter syndrome. There are times that I worry that I haven't earned my place or whatever. It's stunted me in a lot of ways. So I understand.
You got your master's degree for that reason.
It's true. And I look at what you accomplished there, and that's why I think I can feel this one so deeply. And to me, it was like, I'm telling you, I was exploding watching you do this. And then...
To hear the rest of this episode and get other exclusives, become a patron to Broken to Brave at patreon.com. You can also follow my blog at brokentobrave.com for even more insights and engaging content. Links are in the show notes. Broken to Brave is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted and written by me, Martha Southgate. Thank you so much for listening. Now go do something brave.